4 times. 4 times that I reviewed this controller, but there are some differences, and I'll answer that question in the title right away. They're not technically the same models, but they are very much alike. They have some key differences between each of them. So of course, we'll see what makes this one special. When I tested the closest model of this one, which was the Memo S3 Bluetooth, I had some hiccups in the inputs that made it a controller I just could not recommend, which I'm hoping is fixed with this one. We'll see. And that one is also different in color. It's fully black. Whatever the brand that is on this controller, the reality is that it is a phenomenal value for what you get. And if you need for something that has a controller-like ergonomic, is easy to pack in a backpack, that iteration, be it the USB-C or Bluetooth, has proven to really be a great value. We'll see if that one fixes the one issue that I have, but let me make something clear. If you've seen my review of the Bluetooth edition, as far as I know, and as far as I studied this product before opening it, everything is basically the same. So I'll put the specs on screen. If you have questions, I would suggest maybe to watch the other videos on this controller, or just ask in the comments. I'll be happy to save you the time and answer your questions. But I'm also not looking to make this a 15-minute long video. Able to support phone. You still have the modes here. The Bluetooth direct mode is removed from this one. Now, if I had to guess, it still has it, but it's just there's no stickers. But for the rest, you have the same buttons. They all feel the same. So it's not meant to segment the M15 for EasySMX, rather it's here to bring Bluetooth for buyers that prefer that over USB-C. You can probably expect over 5 hours of playtime, but I don't think it would go past 8. It has the switch mode. That is something that is different versus the USB-C models, except one, the Match Nike. But funny enough, the Match Nike, although it does have switch mode, it has a USB-C. Now that was a weird one because it has more features. This one, you can use it wired with your computer using this USB-C out, by the way. It doesn't say so on the EasySMX website, but I did test it and it works just fine. Let's start with the switch. Of course, we'll pair it for the first time. Can it wake up the switch? It cannot. As you can see here, which usually is to the right on an actual switch. However, that usually can be changed. For the most part, the D-pad is fine. Not the best on the market, but it works. And that's probably the most unfortunate part. See, there is one exception to gyro, and by the way, it doesn't have gyro. The Match Nike GP5 does. And it's the only equivalent of these controllers that do have gyro. You can even rewrite gyro to your sticks if, for example, playing Call of Duty Mobile. This one, just like the other Bluetooth controller that I reviewed, does not. This is really unfortunate. And just to confirm, like, it is on, you can see it here, and it doesn't work. So you have an X input mode, you have a PS mode. So this will work for your remote play app natively. This will work, I mean, with these two modes, you can pretty much have flawless compatibility across the board of the mobile landscape. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue when playing on either an Android phone or an iPhone. It's also going to work on your Call of Duty Mobile, because Call of Duty Mobile, as long as it's a wireless controller, will work with both the Xbox and PS controllers. What I'm really trying to test here as the game is loading is if we're having any hiccups in terms of signal. And once I get that confirmed, the last thing we'll see is the app, which should be the exact same as the other ones. And by the way, it does have the Android Direct Connect mode. It also has vibration and supported games. I can already tell you I'm feeling the latency. You guys can probably see it. I'm really feeling the latency. This will not be fun for fast action games. See? That, like that, the way that my character kept moving straight. I may appear overzealous in that moment. I just want to put things in perspective. I counted approximately 5 frames. 5 frames doesn't sound like a lot, but in reality, that is 150 to 160 milliseconds delay. You will feel it. I can assure you any gamer will feel a delay this long. If you're playing a JRPG, it's probably not the end of the world, but if you're playing a shooter or anything fast action, like say Super Meat Boy, it's just too much to manage. That's what I'm trying to illustrate with this segment. Here's the part that bothers me with this experience that I'm having right now. There's a lot of people that will not give Bluetooth a time of day when it comes to controllers. And I get that there are, unfortunately, situations like this one where, as a gamer that is highly sensitive to these things, you will not want to find yourself in a situation where you have to deal with those slight hiccups, with those loss of signals, with those jitters. I get that. And believe me, I'm the same. But when I talk about a controller, and I'm going off track here, that is not this one, that does not have those discrepancies in the quality of your signal, it's because I can differentiate the two. You don't experience something like that with a PlayStation controller playing on your PlayStation unless you have some pretty aggressive radio interference in the space that you're in. Maybe it's the case with this controller and the other one that I've experienced. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's my environment, but I don't get this with other controllers. See how it was jittery a second ago? Do you feel those jitters? I have a whole lot of respect for this brand. I've said it many times over. I reviewed many of their products. They were a company that gave me a chance when it was just starting. So I will continue to review their products, and I will continue to keep an open mind as to if their products are great or not. But I have to remain honest. That's what I do. The EasySMX M15 Bluetooth is not a controller I would recommend because of the issues that it showcases when using it and the way that it's meant to be used. So here I can change everything. I can put macros, I can change what the buttons do, how they behave. Yeah, quick trigger here, so see, it's immediate. You can adjust the curve of your stick. See, like the features of this lines of controllers have always been super nice. That's something that I can appreciate from them. So it's exactly like all the other ones. And there it is, guys. I mean, there's not much else that can be said. The EasySMX M15 USB-C and all the equivalent that exists on the market are great solutions. You have a direct connection and it's a lot more reliable. But when looking at the EasySMX M15 Bluetooth edition, as much as I love the look of it, I like the fact that it's black, but it still does not warrant the purchase based off of performance. Sadly, I really was hoping that something was going to change, but it is not the case. I guess I don't need to make this video any longer than it is. If you have questions, let me know. If you are looking to get this controller, I strongly recommend that you turn to the USB-C equivalent instead. It is overall a more reliable product and just a better investment. Simple as that. As always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment box. Please consider dropping a like if that video was useful to you. And to not miss any future content, consider subscribing with the bell. Thank you very much for clicking and watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.